The sun rises over the savanna. It is a vast, unbroken expanse of gold and green, stretching to a horizon that seems to have no end. This is a land of immense scale and ancient rhythms, a world shaped not by the hand of man, but by the timeless forces of sun, wind, and rain. The air itself feels different here, thick with the scent of dry earth and wild sage, carrying whispers of life and death on its gentle currents. It is a place where every blade of grass, every acacia tree, and every creature plays a part in a grand, unending story of survival. The silence is profound, yet it is a silence filled with anticipation, a quiet hum of energy that suggests life is teeming just beneath the surface, waiting for its moment. Here, the sky is a character in its own right. It is an enormous canvas of the deepest blue, often punctuated by solitary clouds that drift like great white ships across an azure sea. As the day progresses, the light changes, painting the landscape in 1,000 different hues. The sharp, golden light of morning gives way to the bleached, almost white intensity of midday, before softening into the warm, honeyed tones of late afternoon. The shadows are long and stark, stretching like dark fingers across the plains, offering fleeting moments of respite from the relentless sun. This is a world of high contrast, where light and dark, life and the ever-present threat of its end are in constant, dramatic interplay. The land itself is a tapestry of textures. The tall grasses, bleached pale by the sun, rustle and sway with a sound like the turning of 1,000,000 tiny pages. They are soft to the touch, yet their edges can be as sharp as a blade. Beneath them, the earth is a patchwork of cracked clay and fine red dust that rises in clouds with every footstep. Dotted across this immense plain are the iconic acacia trees, their flat tops providing a stark silhouette against the endless sky. They are the sentinels of the savanna, their thorny branches a testament to the harshness of this environment, offering both shelter and a challenge to those who live here. This is not a gentle land. It is a crucible, a place where life is forged in the fires of adversity. Every living thing, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, is locked in a daily struggle for existence. Survival here is not a given. It is earned. It is won through strength, through cunning, and through instincts that have been honed over countless generations. To journey through this landscape is to witness nature at its most raw and its most magnificent. It is to see the fundamental truths of life played out on a grand and dramatic stage, a spectacle of beauty and brutality that is as old as time itself. As the first light spills across the horizon, the savanna awakens. The cool air of the night gives way to a gentle warmth, and with it comes a chorus of sounds. The dawn chorus here is not one of songbirds, but a more primal symphony. The distant whooping call of a hyena echoes across the plains, a final farewell to the darkness. Closer, the chirping of unseen insects begins to build, a constant rhythmic hum that becomes the background music of the day. A flock of guinea fowl patters through the undergrowth, their sharp staccato calls cutting through the morning calm. Every sound is a signal, a declaration of presence in this awakening world. The changing light reveals a world in motion. A herd of zebra, their black and white stripes a dazzling illusion in the soft morning glow, begins to stir. They move with a quiet grace, their heads held high, ever watchful. Their patterns, so striking to our eyes, serve to confuse predators, breaking up their individual outlines when they stand together as a group. A young foal stays close to its mother, learning the essential lessons of survival from its very first day. It learns to read the wind, to recognize the scent of danger, and to trust the collective wisdom of the herd. These are not learned behaviors in the way we understand them. They are ancient instincts, passed down through the bloodline. Nearby, a family of giraffes moves with an almost slow-motion elegance. Their incredible height gives them a unique perspective, allowing them to see for miles across the open plains. They are the watchtowers of the savanna. As they browse on the highest leaves of an acacia tree, their eyes are constantly scanning the horizon, alert to any sign of movement. Their long necks, which seem so awkward, are in fact a remarkable adaptation, giving them access to a food source that is beyond the reach of most other herbivores. Every part of their design, from their prehensile tongues to their powerful legs, is perfectly suited for life in this specific environment. The sun climbs higher, and the air begins to shimmer with heat. The landscape, once soft and muted, is now sharp and defined. A lone bull elephant, his skin like cracked leather, lumbers towards a distant waterhole. He moves with a slow, deliberate rhythm, a living mountain of patience and power. He carries the history of this land in his ancient eyes. He has seen countless seasons come and go, has known times of plenty and times of drought. His journey is a pilgrimage, driven by a deep, instinctual knowledge of the land, a mental map of water and food that has been passed down through generations. The savanna is now fully awake, and the daily drama of survival has begun. In the savanna, to be seen is often to be vulnerable. Survival for both predator and prey can depend on the art of not being seen at all. It is a world of masterful illusion and deception, where the line between animal and environment blurs. Look closely at a patch of dry grass. It seems empty, unremarkable. But wait. A subtle flicker of an ear, a twitch of a whisker, and the grass itself seems to take form. A lioness lies low, her tawny coat the exact shade of the sun-scorched vegetation that surrounds her. She is a part of the landscape, a patient, golden predator, utterly invisible to the unsuspecting herd of wildebeest grazing just a few hundred meters away. This mastery of camouflage is not limited to the great hunters. Prey animals, too, have evolved incredible ways to blend in. A tiny steenbok, a small antelope, will freeze at the first sign of danger. Its reddish-brown coat melts into the colour of the soil and the low scrub. It remains perfectly still, its heart pounding, relying on its stillness and its colour to shield it from a predator's gaze. Even its young are born with an instinct to hide. A mother will leave her fawn concealed in thick grass for hours at a time, returning only to feed it. The fawn knows, without ever being taught, that its greatest defense is to remain motionless and silent, a secret kept by the savanna itself. The world of insects and reptiles offers even more extraordinary examples of this art. A chameleon clings to a branch, its skin a perfect imitation of the leaves and bark around it. It can change its color not just for camouflage, but also to communicate and regulate its body temperature. It moves with a slow, rocking motion, mimicking a leaf swaying in the breeze, a ghost in its own world. On the ground, a puff adder lies coiled, its intricate pattern of chevrons and diamonds making it almost indistinguishable from the dry leaf litter. It is a deadly trap, a patient hunter that waits for its prey to come to it, relying on its disguise for a lethal advantage. This constant game of hide and seek defines the very fabric of life here. Every creature has developed its own strategy, its own unique way of manipulating the perceptions of others. A leopard's spots break up its outline in the dappled light of a tree canopy. A scrub hare's speckled fur makes it vanish against the stony ground. This is evolution in action, a silent, ongoing arms race between the seen and the unseen. The savanna is a stage for this grand illusion, where survival depends not just on strength or speed, but on the ability to become one with the world around you, to disappear in plain sight. High in the branches of a sausage tree, a predator waits. This is the domain of the leopard, the master of stealth and solitude. Its spotted coat, a breathtaking mosaic of black rosettes on a field of gold, renders it almost invisible in the dappled sunlight filtering through the leaves. Here, suspended between earth and sky, it rests, conserving its energy for the hunt that will come with the fading light. The leopard is the epitome of patience. It can remain in the same position for hours, its powerful muscles relaxed but ready, its yellow eyes missing nothing of the world below. It is a silent observer, a ghost in the branches, waiting for the perfect moment. Unlike lions, which rely on the power of the pride, the leopard is a solitary hunter. This independence has forced it to develop an extraordinary level of cunning and self-reliance. It is an opportunist, with a diet more varied than any other large cat. It will hunt anything from a dung beetle to a young giraffe. This adaptability is the key to its success. It is not just a hunter of the plains, it is at home in the trees, on rocky outcrops, and in the thick riverine bush. Its strength is legendary. It is capable of carrying prey twice its own body weight up into a tree, a feat of power designed to keep its hard-won meal safe from scavengers like hyenas. As dusk begins to settle, a change comes over the leopard. The languid grace is replaced by a focused intensity. It descends from its perch with a silent, liquid movement, its paws making no sound on the dry ground. It stays low, using every dip in the terrain, every patch of shadow, to conceal its approach. An impala, a graceful antelope, grazes by the edge of a thicket, unaware of the danger that stalks it. The leopard freezes, its body coiled like a spring. Every sense is focused on its target. It judges the distance, the wind, the position of the other animals in the herd. This is a calculation of life and death, performed with an instinct born of 1,000 successful hunts. The final moments are a blur of controlled power. The leopard closes the last few meters in a burst of explosive speed. It is a short, silent rush, ending with a precision that is breathtaking to witness. The hunt is over in seconds. There is no wasted energy, no sound to alert the rest of the herd until it is too late. The leopard quickly secures its prize, its powerful jaws silencing any struggle. And then, with the same stealth that defined its hunt, it begins the arduous task of dragging its meal back to the safety of the trees. The patient hunter has been rewarded. In the gathering darkness, the law of the savanna has been upheld. Water is the lifeblood of the savanna. During the long, dry season, the landscape is baked hard by the relentless sun. Rivers shrink to a trickle, and vast lakes become cracked mud flats. The quest for water becomes the single driving force for almost every animal. Great herds of elephants, wildebeest and zebra are forced to embark on long, perilous migrations, following ancient routes etched into their collective memory. These journeys are a race against time, a desperate march driven by a primal thirst that overshadows all other instincts, even the fear of predators. The air is thick with dust, and the horizon shimmers with the false promise of water. The waterhole itself is a place of immense tension and drama. It is an oasis of life, but it is also a place of great danger. Here, the unspoken truce between predator and prey is at its most fragile. A herd of Cape buffalo approaches the water's edge with extreme caution. They are formidable beasts, armed with massive curving horns, but even they are vulnerable. They drink with their heads down, but their eyes are constantly scanning, their ears twitching. The herd presses close together, finding safety in numbers. The older, more experienced animals stand guard, facing outwards, a living wall of muscle and horn protecting the younger members as they quench their thirst. For smaller, more solitary animals, the journey to water is even more fraught with peril. A warthog family trots nervously towards the muddy bank, their tails held high like antennae, signalling their unease. They drink quickly, snatching brief sips before darting their heads up to check for danger. They know that this is where the hunters lie in wait. In the murky water itself, another predator bides its time. The log-like form of a Nile crocodile rests just below the surface, only its eyes and nostrils visible. It is an ancient reptile, a patient hunter that has been using this same strategy for millions of years. It waits for an animal to come just a little too close to let its guard down for just a single moment. The tension is palpable. The air crackles with a silent, nervous energy. A giraffe, with its long, vulnerable neck, must splay its front legs in an awkward, unsteady posture to reach the water. In this position, it is clumsy and off balance, an easy target. It drinks in short, hurried gulps, its large eyes wide with apprehension, before quickly regaining its footing and moving back to the relative safety of the open plain. The waterhole is a microcosm of savanna life, a place where the desperate need for survival forces enemies into close proximity, and where a single moment of carelessness can mean the difference between life and death. The great thirst is a powerful, unforgiving master. In the vast open spaces of the savanna, there is often nowhere to hide. For the great grazing herds, the primary defense against the ever-present threat of predators is not concealment, but community. A single wildebeest or zebra is vulnerable, an easy target for a coordinated attack by lions or hyenas. But together they form a powerful, collective entity. A herd is more than just a collection of individuals. It is a superorganism, a living fortress with 1,000 pairs of eyes and ears, all working together for the common good. The safety of the one is dependent on the vigilance of the many. The social structure of these herds is complex and fascinating. Within a herd of elephants, the entire group is led by a matriarch, the oldest and most experienced female. She is the repository of the herd's collective knowledge. She knows the location of every waterhole, the best grazing grounds, and the safest routes through dangerous territory. The other females in the herd work together to protect the young. When threatened, they will form a defensive circle, with the calves in the center, presenting an impenetrable wall of tusks and trunks to any predator foolish enough to attack. This is cooperation in its purest form, an instinctual bond that ensures the survival of the next generation. Among the plains zebra, their dazzling stripes serve a collective purpose. When the herd moves together, the mass of shifting patterns can confuse a predator, making it difficult to single out an individual animal. This is the principle of motion dazzle. It is a visual defense that relies on the group. If a predator does manage to attack, the herd does not simply scatter. The stallion will often charge the threat, kicking and biting, while the mares rally to protect the foals. They understand on a deep, instinctual level that their strength lies in their unity. To abandon the herd is to invite almost certain death. This principle of collective security extends even to the largest and most formidable of herbivores. A herd of Cape buffalo, often numbering in the hundreds, is one of the most dangerous collections of animals in Africa. While they may appear placid as they graze, they are notoriously unpredictable and fiercely protective of their own. If a lion attacks one of their members, the entire herd may turn and charge. They have been known to actively hunt and kill lions that have preyed upon them. This is not just defense, it is a coordinated collective retaliation. In the world of the savannah, the herd is not just a family, it is an army. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery shades of orange and purple, the savannah does not go to sleep. Instead, it undergoes a profound transformation. A whole new cast of characters emerges from the shadows to claim the night. The air cools, and the sounds of the day are replaced by a new, more mysterious symphony. The deep, resonant roar of a male lion rolls across the plains, a territorial declaration that can travel for miles. It is answered by the eerie, whooping calls of a spotted hyena clan on the prowl. The night belongs to the hunters, and the darkness offers them a cloak of invisibility. The balance of power shifts dramatically after sunset. The keen eyesight of herbivores like zebra and wildebeest is less effective in the dark, leaving them more vulnerable. They huddle together for protection, their senses on high alert, listening for the slightest sound that might signal an approaching predator. For the hunters, the night is an ally. Lions, with their excellent night vision, become more active, using the darkness to launch surprise attacks. A pride of lionesses moves with silent, coordinated purpose, fanning out to encircle an unsuspecting herd. Their tawny coats, so visible in the daylight, seem to melt into the gloom of the starlit landscape. But the night is not just for the great cats. A host of smaller, more secretive creatures also emerges under the cover of darkness. The aardvark, a strange and solitary animal, leaves its deep burrow to search for its favourite food, termites. It uses its powerful claws to tear into the hard, sun-baked termite mounds, and its long, sticky tongue to lap up the insects. An African civet, a cat-like mammal with a beautifully patterned coat, slinks through the undergrowth, hunting for rodents, insects and birds. These nocturnal animals have carved out a niche for themselves, avoiding the heat of the day and the competition from diurnal creatures. Overhead, the African sky is a breathtaking spectacle. With no city lights to obscure the view, the stars are incredibly bright, a dense blanket of diamonds scattered across a velvet cloth. The Milky Way stretches from horizon to horizon, a luminous river of light. For the creatures of the night, this celestial display is a constant companion. A pearl-spotted owlet calls from its perch in an acacia tree, its call a familiar part of the nocturnal soundscape. A bush baby, with its enormous eyes that can gather every last photon of starlight, leaps acrobatically from branch to branch. The savannah at night is a different world, a place of shadows, secrets, and silent, deadly hunts. In the savannah, nothing is wasted. Every death, whether it is the result of a dramatic hunt or a quiet passing from old age, gives rise to new life. This is the great unending circle, the fundamental principle that governs this entire ecosystem. When a hunt is concluded and the predators have had their fill, a new drama begins. The clean-up crew arrives. First on the scene are often the spotted hyenas. Far from being mere scavengers, they are powerful and intelligent hunters in their own right. But they're also supremely efficient opportunists, and their powerful jaws can crush bones that other predators leave behind, ensuring that every last scrap of nutrition is consumed. Once the hyenas have moved on, the vultures descend. They are the sentinels of the sky, soaring on thermal currents high above the plains, their incredible eyesight allowing them to spot a carcass from miles away. Different species of vulture have different adaptations. The large, lappet-faced vulture, with its powerful beak, can tear through the tough hide of a large animal. The smaller white-backed vultures follow, feeding on the softer tissues. Finally, the slender-billed hooded vulture picks at the last remaining scraps. They work together in a rough hierarchy, a highly effective team that sanitizes the landscape, preventing the spread of disease. Even after the vultures have finished, the process is not over. The smaller, often unseen, custodians of the savannah get to work. Marabou storks, with their grim, undertaker-like appearance, stalk around the remains, picking up any small morsels that have been overlooked. On the ground, armies of insects arrive. Jackals may sneak in to snatch a stray piece of bone. Beetles, flies, and their larvae consume the final traces of flesh until only the bleached white bones remain. In time, even these will be broken down by the elements and the gnawing of rodents, their minerals returning to the soil to nourish the grass. This process, which may seem grim, is in fact the very engine of life on the savanna. It is a perfect system of recycling, where energy is constantly transferred from one organism to another. The death of a wildebeest provides sustenance for the lion, the hyena, the vulture, and countless insects. The nutrients from its body eventually feed the grass, which will in turn feed the next generation of wildebeest. It is a powerful and humbling reminder that in nature, death is not an end. It is merely a transition, a vital and necessary part of a cycle that has continued unbroken for millennia. To stand in the heart of the savanna is to feel the pulse of the earth itself. It is a land governed by ancient and unchangeable rhythms. The rhythm of the sun rising and setting, the rhythm of a beating heart, the rhythm of the chase, and the rhythm of the seasons. The long dry months give way to the promise of rain, and when the downpours finally arrive, the transformation is miraculous. The parched, dusty plains erupt in a carpet of vibrant green. Life, which had been clinging on by a thread, returns with explosive force. The great herds feast on the abundance, and new life is born into a world of plenty. This is a world of breathtaking beauty, but it is a beauty that is inseparable from its harshness. The elegance of a cheetah in full sprint is a direct result of its need to catch the fleet-footed gazelle. The magnificent horns of a sable antelope were shaped by generations of fending off predators. The deep bond of an elephant family was forged in the crucible of shared hardship and constant vigilance. Every beautiful form, every fascinating behavior is a solution to a problem, an answer to the relentless question of how to survive in this demanding environment. The beauty and the brutality are two sides of the same coin. Here, instinct is king. A newborn wildebeest calf can stand and run within minutes of its birth, a vital skill for a life spent on the move. A honey badger, armed with little more than ferocious courage and an indomitable will take on predators many times its size. A termite queen can lay thousands of eggs a day, building a vast and complex society deep beneath the ground. These are not choices. They are deep genetic imperatives, the accumulated wisdom of millions of years of trial and error. To witness these instincts in action is to see the raw, unfiltered power of nature at work. As the sun sets once more, casting long shadows across the golden grass, a sense of profound peace settles over the land. It is not the peace of tranquility, but the peace of balance. For every act of predation, there is an act of birth. For every moment of struggle, there is a moment of rest. The savanna is a perfect, self-regulating system, a complex web of life where every thread is connected. It is a timeless drama played out on the grandest of stages, a powerful and enduring testament to the resilience, the ingenuity, and the unforgiving, magnificent beauty of the natural world.